So guys, it's another wonderful day here. I think it's like 81 outside right now. Well, I'm out walking my dog and, some things come to mind. Lately I've been hearing a lot of people saying, they're not really sure. They don't really know the real Jesus, and so they've turned to other things. And years ago, I was into that stuff. I was into astrology, and I was into psychics, and I thought it was real. I actually was going to go see a psychic to talk to them, to see my grandfather. And at the last minute, I decided I didn't want to do it. I didn't think it was right, and I was like, how do I know that it's not false? How do these people have connections? It's really not. And it took me a while to realize that what I was believing in wasn't real. And Jesus is real, and there's actually proof, and you can't really deny it. Some of these other things don't really make sense, and they're not. Just think of what position they're putting you in, and how you feel about yourself when you're going through this type of belief system. Is it real? Is it how you really feel? Or are you being pressured to do something that you don't want to do and you don't really feel? Because Jesus is real. You will be at peace when you follow him. Back years ago at how broken I was and how I needed something in my life, but I wasn't being pointed in the right direction. I grew up around a lot of bad influence, and I thank God every day that I was saved. A couple years ago, actually it was probably like 2017, because I truly understood what real Christianity was, and what the gospel was, and what Jesus was doing in my life. And it sounds crazy, but you can't really see it when you're in it. It's kind of like when you're experiencing trauma. You don't know trauma when you're in trauma. And the same thing applies to believing other religions. You don't really know you're worshiping false idols until you're really knee deep in it, and you look at the big picture and you say, is this really, what's going on? Are all these psychics real, or are they dabbling in something evil? And I'll tell you, one of the reasons I created this channel was also to promote Christianity, but also to share parts of my life and stuff. But I truly feel like there's so many people out there that are misguided, and I was one of them. So I would love to share more of my story. I'm actually thinking about writing a memoir, because I have so many things that I've experienced that I truly am grateful for where I'm at now in my life versus where I was years ago and the people I was with. So, I felt like I'd share my story, and I'm still working on it, but yeah. Basically, one of the reasons why I want to share my story or want to share parts of my past with you is so I can inspire people and make people realize, there is hope and there is faith, and you can have faith and experience God's grace. But not only that, but just so that you are also resilient, and you can get past whatever you're working on getting past, or get past the trauma. I look back then, I was such a mess. I had experienced so much trauma in my childhood and in my life that I really couldn't see clearly for years until I experienced God's blessing and the Holy Spirit. I know for some it's a lot, but it's truly, I feel like, inspiring when I hear of people that have experienced God's grace. So, different about experiencing and knowing the real gospel and Jesus is the grace that you feel, and the fact that you breathe better, and you're in a safe place, because God's got it all under control. Some things you can't control, and some things you just have to understand that there's different paths you can take, but inside, your spirit will guide you the right way to go. God will do that. And I feel like he's gifted me and shown me so many times. The main reasons I want to share it is because I want to give you hope and know that if you're struggling or you're lost, all you have to do is accept and follow where your heart says to go, and be patient. He's there, he's waiting, he's never left your side, and just sharing my life or writing this memoir hopefully will give somebody hope or inspire somebody to know that there is hope and you can get out of trauma or whatever you're experiencing. It might be a long journey, but once you feel and accept it, it's only the beginning to the end. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want to give somebody hope if they're going through any hardships in their life or trauma. You know, there isn't a beginning to the end if you accept these feelings in your life and know that it's real. I also feel like I've been feeling compelled to do this. I've been inspired to do this, and it's been a sign for many years coming. I feel like the Lord was pushing me to do this for a while now, and I just couldn't read it. I felt like I had some sort of purpose, I had some reason, and I hope that whoever comes across this or is inspired when I do release my book or I do share more with the world, they're compelled to open up the Bible, look at a verse, or even be compelled to know that there's hope out there and to have faith.